friends, and welcome back to another Needlessly Nostalgic. I am one of your hosts, Tyler Nichols, with my other host, Mr. Lance Velchek. Lance, we are getting meta today. Our conversation today, I feel like, there's going to be a lot of essentially what we usually break down about these films normally actually kind of becomes part of the narrative of the Elm Street that we're discussing, which is kind of weird.
It's Wes Craven's his trial run for what he would polish and obviously turn into Scream, but like commenting on the movies and the tone and the plot, you know, all that fun stuff.
Yes, because this is definitely one that we can see the inklings. We can see like little bits of Scream, but obviously we still needed Kevin Williamson to come along to really make that what it would eventually become. New Nightmare, 1994, Wes Craven, directed by Wes Craven, starring Leather Langenkamp, Robert Englund, Miko Hughes. I'm not going to do JF Davis because he's Freddy's hand double. Matt Winston. We'll go where Sarah Risher. Julie, there we go. Tracy Middendorf. That was the major one we needed. And then we got Wes Craven showing up and Bob Shea and Lynn Shea as well. So.
Whoa. Gotta leave out Saxton.
Oh, yeah, Saxon. There you go.
Fucking come on. No, I wrote in my notes, Dad's Home, because after all the sequels, what I think is most impressive, and I will get into details, is that he was able to make Freddy creepy again. And I think that is, it's almost impossible. It really is. I love when Curse Chucky because they made him creepy again, but it was more like, I'm glad to see him serious.
Yeah. I
wasn't like, Charles Lee Ray, Michael Myers.
Because Chucky never left in those absurd entries. Like he was still there. There were still elements of him. No,
for sure. But that's what I'm saying. Is like there are like even the silly as these get, it's really hard to go back. You could go back and make a good film, but to make him creepy, I think is what shows you that Craven actually has a master understanding of the genre, as opposed to like they're just going to make him scary.
Yeah,
they're just going to make him serious. Yeah,
he gets it. Craven's always understood horror in a way that I think that I probably took for granted a lot. I've always kind of considered him to be kind of a run-of-the-mill director, and that's mostly because of his cinematography is usually very basic. Yeah,
I agree.
He's always had a TV movie style to him, always. And I think that if there's a big complaint that I have with New Nightmare, it feels like a TV movie.
I disagree that as a TV movie look, though the directing style is very documentary, like a lot of like shaky cam walking to people and shit like that. But I don't know. I'd argue Freddy's Dead is more of a TV look to me.
See, and so there's something about like if someone told me that this was originally intended as a straight to video, and then they were like, "Oh shit, yeah, we realized that Craven gave us a great movie," I would be like, "Oh yeah, I see that." You don't think there's weird like production values that it just feels cheap?
No. I mean, let's get into it because there's a thing is that I think our age difference. When I think of TV movies, there's something very specific, like very specific to like between 92 and 96. That like
there's too much style in this.
Yeah, where it's like I bet the TV movies that you're thinking of they're not what I'm thinking of. So I do think there's a divide.
Yeah,
because like when I mean that Freddy's Dead is a TV movie is like. Everything was evenly lit and it was staged like a play. Like that's how like TV movies back when the kid. I did notice and I made notes just like he directed this very differently than he did the first one.
Yeah.
Like I could tell like how he's using the camera. I was like, that's different.
Yeah.
But
it's less of it's less of a journey film and it's more of like I don't even know what to describe it as because I guess there's elements that are still a journey film with Heather Langenkamp, but it's following both her and Dylan, and it's kind of them. They both have these concurrent arcs and journeys that they're on. There's almost like the two stories that are going on parallel. only we don't really see all of Dylan's. We're only getting like hints of Dylan's.
Yeah, Dylan is actually in the Nightmare on Elm Street movie where Heather Langenkamp is essentially just kind of like slowly losing her mind.
Yeah.
It's like hers is like a loss of sanity story.
Yeah, which I like. I mean, the movie starts off and it's a complete recreation of the first film, which I think is fun.
I like it a lot because it's different. You know, it's okay. In movie Freddy, so now he's this cool fucking mechanical glove that he's going to cut his hand off and stick it in there. It's like it's Evil Dead style.
Yes,
it's far more epic. Yes, fog and smoke and fire.
I like
and
that.
You and me love behind the scenes stuff. So
yeah, it definitely feels like the. It's like, yeah, let's just hang out with some special effects guys.
It's the Pet Sematary 2 opening, basically.
Yes, it is. It really is. Which that's fun. Which they the whole reason they do this is because Heather Langenkamp married a special effects guy.
I love it. I love that aspect of this film. I find it. I mean, that's because it was something I was really into as a kid, and as an adult, I love behind the scenes. I love movie magic. So this is a great reason why the movie means so much to me. It's like, oh, we started with a dream, but the dream is them making a movie. And the idea of the glove coming alive and fucking killing people, it looks great. It's in line with what we know in terms of like how a kill would be.
Mm-hmm.
This is just now kind of styled after a makeup, or not a makeup shoot, a movie shoot.
Yeah. Which, like, do you notice too? There's just like a weird feeling to it because Heather seems confused by what's going on, where it kind of is like signaling to you that it's a dream without.
Holy shit, dude! She's wearing the nightgown that she wore at the end of the movie when she becomes Nancy, and which is in the first movie.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, and the whole
which is the hints. Yeah,
yeah. The whole time, the whole time she's like looking around. She's trying to essentially get her bearings. She's like going through the motions like you would in a dream, but then you can see her mind. It's almost like she's on one of those like rail carts, which is like she's going through. This is the motion, but then she's constantly looking, like she's trying
looking
to
around.
Yeah, she's trying to figure out because she's in a dream. She doesn't know how she got here. It's just like we've been in these situations a million times before. So now she's looking around. She's like, wait, did I agree to be in a Freddy Krueger movie again? Are we filming an Elm Street movie again? My husband's working on this. Oh, I brought my kid to set. Everything about it is it's so much like a dream, and it's
100%.
It's perfect. But then you don't think you're going into this. This isn't a dream. We're seeing, oh, Wes Craven's new nightmare. Okay, I guess this is what's happening. We're on a movie set now. What's Pet Sematary 2, like you said?
I think I love that because you make such a great point that she's giving away the secret, but you're not actually focusing her because so much is happening. The kid, the camera's moving a lot. We're changing like scenes. We're walking out of the set to the thing. So there's so much happening that you're not really paying attention. Her being confused isn't as obvious, which I think is very clever. And that also brings us back to this style of nightmares, I should say, that Wes Craven invented, which is not the ones we've grown to love, which is these fun, awesome, colorful set pieces. But
you immediately know.
But essentially, are you in a dream or not? Like the dreams are grounded so that you're not exactly sure. That confusion aspect is what I think Craven liked a lot. Hence why the first one and this one tonally are the closest. There is no somebody turning into a cockroach and then being smushed.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, exactly. Outside of her giving away in the dress, you're not supposed to know it's a dream.
And the effects work actually looks really good, which also, and this is something that I should have brought up before, or I think I did technically bring it up in the first film. When studios do release these like HD, they'll do these remasters. They do sometimes go in and like they'll clean up like weird matting issues, weird like, oh, you were able to see this or that. They do clean stuff up. So maybe they cleaned up this I don't think it's CGI, maybe stop motion. I don't know, this wandering glove hand where it's like, so I guess I say all of this with the caveat of, okay, maybe it didn't look quite like this in 1994.
I don't know. Here's the thing, though. I feel like that shot always looked impressive. So even if they did clean up a little, for every time I saw this, I thought that's impressive. So regardless if there is cleanup or not, it still was very effective in 94. I think that's great because obviously that's a time thing where it's like the glove wasn't there, I assume. And then the blood spurts come up, but when it stabs a guy in the stomach and it has the blood sprays, like, oh, that's so fun to me. That like, and it's not this kind of movie.
Yeah.
But it fits.
Yeah. It feels Evil Dead. Like you mentioned.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of Sam Raimi there, which is, and also Craven is not a super energetic filmmaker. So then when there's all this like crazy energy to what's happening, we're like, oh, okay, this is new.
In all fairness, I'd probably argue that this might be his most energetic movie for being a movie that's not very energetic, but there is like multiple parts where, and maybe that's actually why I like it so much is because the first Friday wasn't, but the atmosphere in that was done so well that his stillness, I think, works in that. Like it doesn't work always. Like a Shocker doesn't work as well because the stillness in that kind of just makes it boring. Whereas in the Nightmare on Elm Street, it is that there's a certain, obviously dreamlike vibe to that movie where him being still more works.
Mm-hmm.
Him not being still here is what works. I think this movie would have been a lot. I shouldn't say a lot worse because it's a fucking fantastic movie. I don't think the movie would have worked as well if he shot it how he shot Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I agree. It needed to have this more, I guess, the documentary style. It's going more of a handheld look because it wants to feel like a documentary without going to, like, it wants to go documentary, but it doesn't go, like, things still feel properly lit. There's still some like menacing shadows and stuff like that. It looks decent, but while still looking natural.
Yeah, he moves it in a way so that the real life feels different than the dreams. And now I'm not saying that's a crazy unique thing for a director to do, but it works.
Yeah.
It works there. And I mean, I'm going to be very positive on this movie because I think even some things that don't work, the fact that as much does, and this is a legacy sequel before those were really a thing.
Yeah.
But also does the big change up, which is, I think, the most important part, which is the movies exist. I like that, but they're movies. So it's like, so this actually is, it's pulling the fucking rug out and saying, yeah, all those things you love, the movies are good movies, are fun movies, but this is the real life.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things that, dude, if anybody else tried to pull this off at this time, I would have hated it. I feel like that move doesn't work well usually because I hate when somebody tells me, oh, those things you love, those aren't real. This is like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I want to go back to the ones I like then. Like, this is such a cocky move. And I think it only works because Craven knew how to like make Freddy in that tone of the first one, like that scary creepiness. Because we haven't had that since what?
One?
I mean, would you argue parts of three kind of got there, but
two and three?
Really.
Yeah, there's a little bit of creepiness in 2 and 3 as
like
well.
A little bit, a little sprinkle.
Yeah, and I think that the darkness, like the darkness is something that doesn't really work unless you care. Like, and clearly Craven cares, and doing this whole angle where it's like, oh yeah, those are movies, this is real life. It also kind of meets the viewers at where, or in the audience where they're at with this world, because Freddy went MTV, Freddy went McDonald's, where then he became a fun person that we're watching. And so we're just along for the ride. With Freddy's dead, it's like, we're on his side. We want him to kill these people. So then the fact that Craven, the original creator, is essentially going, those are all movies. This is real. This is real life. This is actually scary. It's allowing you as the viewer to go, yeah, these haven't been scary. I want to get back to that first one, which, the original creator is saying it. Yeah, let's do it. Like, let's go on this journey. And it could have, I think that, if Mick Garris, who we both love, if this was Mick Garris's West Nightmare. Mick Garris's new nightmare, just like blending words, fucking dyslexic. Then I don't think that it would probably have more blowback because it's not the OG creator. It's someone that then is just playing in Craven's Playground. So
exactly.
There's that offense.
I mean, so they can add because you said it perfectly, but essentially, Craven shows his basically why he's the creator. I mean, like that's what I meant by he came back and like put his balls on the table.
Yeah,
because you really have to have like a real good understanding of like why the character works, why these films work, how they actually work, and it's like, well, he didn't get lucky. He created something and knew, like you said, the script is 1-to-1. So he knew what he wanted. And I think this is him coming back and essentially showing who's boss.
Yeah.
Because he's like, okay, they're all movies. I'm in charge now and I'm going to make Freddy scary again. And I think you made a good point where it only really works if you pull this out, because if he were to pretend and just make a new sequel, maybe even ignore the other one, it's like, yeah, but I just saw Freddy push a card out Looney Tunes style. It's going to be really hard for me to take this serious.
Yeah.
But if you tell me everything that I know was already fake, then that essentially reestablishes this is like the first movie. It's a new movie. It's a complete and utter original creation.
And it would have been that kind of statement is offensive if Freddy's Dead is a serious trying to be scary movie. Because then you're like, whoa. You're saying that like those movies are my scary one. Like now this one is. It's like versus like no. We've been on this downward hill of scariness with the franchise. Where then it's like, if anything, anyone then given the breadcrumb of, hey, what if we could make Freddy scary again? It's like, what? Yes, please. I'm sick of going down. I want to go up again.
And pulling it off.
Yeah, and pulling it off because there's many ways to do this, but actually pulling it off is quite impressive. Well, then leaving the nightmare, I love the earthquake stuff that happens in this film. It's such a fun parallel.
Oh, dude, the earthquake stuff's fantastic. We didn't grow up with earthquakes, so this movie kind of freaks me out because of that being. I mean, I know it's a constant threat. Well, it's like, I mean, the whole point of the earthquakes, aren't they just mimicking like reality, kind of breaking this thing, kind of coming in?
Yeah. But it works.
Imagery of like,
but it works because there's quakes around that time. It's why they were able to get the footage that they were of the quakes. It's like, oh shit, they had a big quake that then they were able to just get footage of. So then
it's a real thing.
Ties into the LA setting, which then also too, it's always been Springwood, Ohio, but Springwood, Ohio is Los Angeles. So it's just nice to then finally have like this connection of like, oh yeah, we're in California. It looks like an Elm Street, but we're in California. Like they don't have to then be like, oh, we're in Springwood.
No, it's perfect. It makes sense that we're seeing the backlot of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But the earthquakes I think that's a really cool addition. Because I mean, we both have been through natural disasters, but like I didn't grow up with earthquakes. That shit, that's foreign to me. That makes me nervous.
I've only ever experienced one earthquake. I don't want to experience one like live, like a serious one. I'll take a little one where it's like, oh, what was that? And then you look on the internet and it's like, oh, that was an earthquake. It's like, oh, okay. I just thought I had indigestion.
Earthquakes don't make sense to me. I mean, I'm rephrase that because it's not like, I don't know, they exist. But you know what I'm saying? Where they don't make sense in terms of every other natural disaster that could happen to me, there's something you can do.
Yeah. Some kind of warning.
Tornadoes, you have to get in the basement. Hurricanes, you just leave. That's it. Fires go the opposite way. Or earthquakes, to me, it's just like, it's just all of existence is moving. What the fuck do I do? And I know we're getting the doorway, but
luck of
that fucking
earthquakes, it's just luck of location. That's
what I'm saying, though. There's nothing you can really do. I don't like that lack of control.
I mean, I think they build houses in a certain way to then they can like sway more, so then they're like more able to take a hurricane, or not a hurricane, able to take an earthquake. I just think it's an interesting concept, because then also when like it helps too with the whole Heather Langenkamp having a mental breakdown. It's so weird to like be referring to her as her actor name, and it's also her character name technically.
Yeah, it's herself. Yeah, no, but it's this constant threat, and every time it comes to the movie, like it's because things are getting crazier. It's a cool little addition.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, I don't think other horror series was smart enough to be like, okay, every time Jason's around, there's tornadoes. But I like that.
I mean, I'd love something like that. Some kind of weird weather phenomena. Suddenly, Michael Myers is Storm.
Well, you know, there's that stupid movie. I like it. Nobody else does. I think it's called Bait, where like a hurricane traps a bunch of people in a flooded supermarket with sharks. Mm-hmm. Take that concept and just put it to, you know, a snowstorm puts Jason in someplace. I guess hurricane wouldn't fucking work, but tornadoes have destroyed all these exits, and now Michael Myers is on a rampage. You know, like there's fun shit to do. It just kind of keeps people in the location, and I think a natural disaster is something that is an easy write-in that you don't have to do a lot of work for, and it gives you cool locations.
Because I can tell you the issue with this. They want to make horror for cheap, and natural disasters immediately raise that budget up at least $50,000.
I'm just trying to make a good movie, my friend.
Yeah. Well, you can just do what Wes Craven does, which is just shake the camera and
the claw marks in the wall because of the earthquake. Like that's a cool visual representation of like, oh, it's, you know, it's a bit more.
Yeah, which is fun. And like, I also love this weird thing that Craven does where he's trying to add this mystery to the film of even the he makes sure to like hide the limo driver, because then it's like, ooh, is Freddy the limo driver? It's like, no, Freddy's not the limo driver. Why does he have this voice? Why is he trying to fuck with us?
No, but you make a good point though, because I don't remember the first time I saw this, but being that this is a complete reset of the rules, he's kind of saying like, oh, maybe it's this, maybe it's over here, maybe, because you're right though. At this point in the movie, I could see myself being like, is she going to start saying Freddy in different places? Like he is the limo driver, and then she's like, and then it's some fucking dork like,
because right before that, he calls her. Freddy calls her, which like that tells the viewer right then, we're like, oh fuck, these are different rules. Why is Freddy calling? Like this is what's happening. So then, he's purposely making this limo driver like, oh, is something going on? Is this limo driver Freddy? Is this guy bad news?
Which is great because I don't think we see Freddy for at least
a long time.
I mean, it's more than half an hour. I mean, he's definitely breaking the rules of we know what it looks like, you should show it, but
yeah,
it works.
Yeah, them hiding it is definitely a good idea. What do you think of little Miko Hughes as Dylan?
Honestly, for the most part, I've always really liked him. I think he really pulls it off. When he's playing innocent kid, I really think he's nailing it.
Yeah,
I mean, he's been in stuff before. He's Gage and Pet Sematary, and he was in something else. What's the other horror movie?
I feel like he's in a bunch of stuff. I just always recognize Miko Hughes, like just seeing him because he's in like Kindergarten
Cop.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Vaginas and penises. Yes.
Men
I think he's great, man.
Penis, women have a vagina. I love how he enunciates on it. Like really hits each vowel. Funny.
My dad looks at vaginas all day long. That's fucking great. Him being creepy is the only issue I have, and I kind of feel it's just something that as I've gotten older, it just kind of comes off corny. But no, man, I'm not going to shit on this kid. I actually think he does a lot of heavy lifting for being as young as he is. Like he has to come off vulnerable, fucked up. He has to be scared. And I think he pulls off those emotions well.
Yeah, I agree. He's also in Spawn.
Is he?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Spawn since probably I saw it in theaters.
Same. That's what I was trying to think of who he was, but I can't.
Well, his dad looks at vaginas all day long. Right? We established that.
Yeah. Well, and you know how we were talking about silly fan films. He was in some short film. It says Dylan's New Nightmare. Gotta love.
I shouldn't hate those as much. I know people are just trying to work hard and have fun. I'm just being a grump. It's just not for me.
Yeah, they're not my thing either. I mean, yeah, I mean, I try it because it's like, yeah, these people they're essentially deciding to do a project that then they can't make any money off of, which is commendable. Like they're just doing it for the love of the game and to hopefully
Love the game.
see have something get made. But yeah, just never been for me in any way. But I like Miko Hughes in this. I hate child actors usually, and he's never been one that's bugged me. There's some acting in this movie that we'll talk about that's not great, but which I'd say one of the biggest hindrances to this film is the acting is oof.
Well, the problem is that because it's so real that you have to, they don't have to, but I guess what he thought to do, which I think in concept is great, which is everybody plays themselves. I think that's great. Except when people need to deliver lines where it's like Robert Shea,
dude,
we talked about him before, love him, but like that's a rough scene. That's a rough scene.
Who do you think is worse, him or Craven?
It's funny. You know, I do you remember how good Craven did in Body Bags?
Yeah. Fucking awesome. He was probably directed well.
I think that's a good point, actually. I think the problem here is that Craven's scene is an exposition scene, and it's like exposition is fucking hard to pull off as a normal, well-trained actor. It's like, bro, it's like he gave himself the monologue. It's like, why would you give yourself the monologue? Robert Englund should have the monologue.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Craven is worse just because what he has to say really needed a strong fucking hand, and it was not there.
I see, and I'll go opposite. I'm going to say Shea was worse because I don't think my big thing with acting is because there's some people we've met them in life. Tommy Wiseau, you talk to that man. He sounds like someone that is not like, that you don't even, are you acting bad? Like, you know what I mean? Some people just have weird delivery in general. So my big thing is always believability. Do I believe what you're saying? Do I believe that you're like in this world? And I can believe Craven more so because I think he just has I think that's just his delivery in life. Bob Shea, I'm just like, you sound like an alien that doesn't understand how words work and how sentences go together. And like
Bob Shea.
Love the man, but yeah.
I'm pulling up the scene right now because I'm not too far away from it. Let's see, Bob. Let's see. I do remember that I think Craven does something smart and that I think he makes that a kind of very energetic scene.
Yeah.
I feel there's like movement in there and Bob Shea's like standing up, moving around. Yeah. Like it has almost like a, oh my God. I could see what you mean by TV watching this scene. And but this problem, it's not the TV that I grew up with. This reminds me of like, what is that fucking, it's kind of a douchebag show. It's on HBO. Had a guy named Turtle. There's a redhead that had girls.
Yeah.
The redhead had a girlfriend so fucking beautiful. Did I ever tell you this? Like my friend, a buddy of mine would watch a show and I'd hang out with him and he'd put it on sometimes. And she was so good looking that the fact that even the show that he was with that fucking redhead from Unhappily Ever After, I was like, I can't, I was like, give it turned off. Like it's making me depressed. I can't be around this. But it has that vibe right now in this exact scene where it's like the way they sit down is, it's wide, kind of just like, like I said, documentary style. Yeah, Shea's trying. I think the problem is Shea's like he's emoting more than he should.
Yes.
I know you're saying it's delivery, but I mean, I do think it's like he had like a couple classes. He's like, no, Nancy, we need to get back into Freddie. It's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, he's really thinking about the acting lessons that he had.
Yes, he's thinking about acting.
Yeah, because he definitely brought someone in order to like, okay, you got to think about this. You got to do this. Got to do that. Where it's just, he just is constantly thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
I mean,
not.
They could have just hired Bob Shea, like casted an actor and called him Bob Shea. This is one of those things where it's like, I appreciate that he wanted to go really meta. Like this is truly meta. And I think that's awesome. The problem with that though is that everybody's an actor. Yeah. And then you get things like this where it's like,
What do you think?
But I've talked shit about,
no.
Oh, sorry.
No, go.
No, I was going to say though, I do think this is Langenkamp's best role.
Really?
Yeah, I think, I've talked some shit about her in the past. I think she's not a bad actress. I just think sometimes she tries too hard. I felt for the most part in this, Like I felt that she was like worried. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, she does a good job, and I still like her performance in the first film more, just because that one. I don't. She's one of my favorite final girls because of that performance.
Yeah, we talked about it. I mean, he directed her in a way, or not directed, but written her in a way that was smart because she was active like from the get go.
Yeah, which I love, and it's probably because of Nancy, which is why I love it, and also that carried over into Alice too. Alice is so fucking active. If there's one thing the Elm Street series has given me, it's active protagonists. That's why fucking Jesse sucked in 2, because he doesn't do anything. Lisa does everything.
Yeah, he just runs around. He just runs over to what's his face, Ron's house. That's all he ever did.
Yeah,
is go and hang out with Ron.
Yeah, and did you know too? Because they did. Heather Langenkamp had like a stalker that then like this stalking incident is something that like this movie kind of runs parallel to, like, which is I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I think documentary. Well, because it's more meta. It's essentially taking an issue that was with her and like, okay, let's make that a part of this movie. Like why she's on edge is why, because you know that outside of the natural disasters, like I would be annoyed if she was like just kind of always fucking weirded out all the time. Because I'm like, dude, get over it. It's like I would hate her because I'd find her annoying. Knowing that essentially she thinks that all these calls are coming from some stalker, it's like, okay, that adds an element where how do we keep her suspicious the entire time? Because there's an outside force that we never even see. It's just something in the peripheral. It's like some guy is creeping on her.
Well, and it makes it so much, I don't know, it makes it so much more harrowing, even in terms of when you think of, oh, poor Heather Langenkamp having to put herself through this every day for production. Like, it's tough to put yourself through that mentally. She probably has like PTSD regarding that kind of event, and then you're expected to like,
absolutely, if
anything, Craven, or it's like, hey, so can you give me some details? Like, what are the kind of things that he would do? Like, let me know. I know that way we can do them in this in this movie for millions of people to see, and then ask you to sign autographs about.
That's probably why I think her acting is so well, is because she gets a pull from something that really happened, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's the kind of thing, because you really notice it in this scene where she shares with Craven, because it's like she's trying, and it's just like acting with a fucking brick wall.
I'll just briefly touch on this because I don't want to make this podcast sad, but I do want to mention that Heather Langenkamp probably has had the worst luck out of any final girl. Just based on knowing that she had a stalker at this age, which would have been super stressful. And I know that her kid died of cancer. So it's like, dude, this poor fucking girl, man.
Langenkamp lost her kid to cancer. That's awful. Yeah. I had no idea. Yeah, that's terrible. Would that have been around the same time?
No, that's been like the last decade.
Oh god.
So it's even worse. So her kid lived to get older.
Oh fuck.
I think it was brain cancer.
Damn.
But just regardless, it's just I don't know. Yeah. Some poor fucking just some cool final girl living her life. I know, it just shows you that.
And then what's her name?
Nothing's fair.
Friday the 13th girl was held at gunpoint with her stalker.
Wait, which one was that?
Alice.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, or was it King? Adrian King? Yeah, she talks about it in Crystal Lake Memories.
Like, it's just been a while, man.
Yeah.
I think the last couple times I read the book over the thing.
Yeah, but yeah, it's super. So it's like, yeah, hey fans, let's not be like this. Let's be like more like me and Lance, where we're just talking shit about movies.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's some weird dudes out there. I'm not gonna fucking sit here and be like men and women have the same. It's like, now being a woman would be harder. Dude.
Yeah.
Creeps abound. I met men every day where I'm like, you're a fucking weirdo.
Yep.
I can imagine this weirdo's like, Nancy from Number Elm Street. It's like, fuck off, dude.
I dream about you every night. Like, oh.
I mean, in all fairness, I'm very pro all these people having guns, and I really think you should live in a place where you can shoot somebody. I think they can't shoot them in California, but they can shoot them everywhere else.
Well, good thing.
You leave the stalker come in your house, and then you shoot them. That's what you do.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are getting out of California just because it's, especially some of these actors that are just doing the convention circuit. Then they're like, well, I'm just going to move to this other place where my money goes further, and then I can still do the convention circuit.
Yeah, California's kind of, and they're losing the movie industry.
Yeah.
I think that's enough where people can't afford to shoot in California, so they go to Georgia, they go to Carolinas. In the 80s, once Chicago, it's like, that says something. I mean, I don't hate California though. I don't like the weather, but you know, it does have culture there, and it kind of breaks my heart that they're fucking it up.
Yeah, there's been a huge movement recently of trying to keep film, like keep productions back in California.
That's one of those things where it's like, okay, you could want to, you know, it's like the same reason. Like, I don't want the theater to die because I hate the theater. I want to die because I think theaters don't give a shit about the quality of the movie.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you could want movies to stay in California, but you can't outprice people.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, there's an easy fix to that. It's called either lowering taxes, more tax breaks, or making housing affordable. You're not doing any of those things. So it's like, good luck.
Yeah.
And it's not the only place. And I don't want those fucking weirdos who's like, Holly weird. I fucking hate those people. It's like, yeah, there are weird, 100%. Just like the church. I've worked in both. I've seen fucking pedophiles in both ends. So let's not just blame California. I mean, yeah, the people are fucking crazy out there, but just as crazy as the fucking weirdos in Mississippi.
It's like the number 4 economy in the world, California.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not something you'd be like, they should leave. It's like fucking, we'd become Yemen real quick. Well, I guess not Yemen, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We'd be like a small European country that's cute that doesn't do much.
Yeah, exactly. California pretty much props us all up. And I think, I mean, this movie very much has LA as the backdrop. It feels very like Hollywood and Burbank. Or no, and I would say it just feels like Burbank.
I've never been, but I like the style because it feels burbs, but it has like a lot of hills and shit. So it's like, and that's not something I'm used to. So like, I kind of like the look of this.
Yeah.
And it's not cinematic. It's almost very like,
TV.
They don't do a lot of like, nah, fuck off. You know what I'm saying? It's they're not focusing on the scenery except for, which is funny. I wrote a note down. The only time they do any sort of like beautiful shot is when they're showing off Wes Craven's fucking giant pool. It's like the only time. The sunset, the hills, and it just tracks and it keeps going and going and going and going. I'm like, damn, dude, is that like a 60-foot pool?
Which I assume was his actual house.
I mean, the camera seemed to love it, so I'm assuming so. Though there's no curtains on those windows, so at night everybody can see you. No, not a chance.
Yeah, people like that's just how those people live. They don't care.
Yeah, that's how you get killed, raped, and kidnapped. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Be better.
He's got security, I'm sure. He's like fucking 10 years dead at this point, so he really doesn't care.
Yeah, we lost. He wasn't young, but
he was on
one of those ones.
he was on the younger side when he passed.
Sure. I'm just saying, like, it. You know, it was in the 40s, right? Like, oh my gosh, it's just.
Oh yeah, it wasn't.
Life is unfair.
Yeah, it wasn't a tragic. Yeah, I wouldn't put it on the side of tragic, but it was certainly a depressing thing. 76. He lived a.
Oh, okay. I thought he was in the 60s. Now 76 that's fair.
I mean, he lived a whole life before fucking becoming a director. He was a school teacher.
Yeah, he got into it a little bit later.
Yeah,
right?
30s. It would have been like us getting into it after. Yeah. Which, hey, fingers crossed.
So I want to bring up because I know we're close to it, but the first death.
I know.
Unless you have something to say before then.
I feel like we also have another thing we got to discuss as well, which is the talk show appearance.
Oh, before the Rob Shea thing? Did you notice they used Freddie's makeup from part 3?
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. Because I thought, I was like, is that 3's makeup? It looks like 3's makeup. Then I went online. It was like, I don't know, in the IMDb credits, like, and it used Dream Warriors makeup. I'm like, I fucking knew it, man.
You know what? Because I think it was Kevin Yeager, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was just Kevin Yeager deciding what makeup he wanted to use. Well, it's like, oh, I like Dream Warriors look.
It's cool because we haven't seen it in a while. I mean, it's yeah, they're not trying to light it in a way that's scary. It's just it's costumey. But
do you think that it was more of a Craven decision of what do we have? It's like, oh, you only have back to 3. Okay, then let's use 3. That's closest to 1.
Yeah, because I do think 3, like 1 and 3 aren't too far apart.
Yeah.
Whereas like 1 and 4 are, 1 and 5 are. I mean, though I said before, I think 4 is the probably the most iconic. Like it's the mask one, but I mean, 3 still looks creepy, and this looks detailed. So,
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? I don't know if there's a logistical choice or reasoning, but you might be right. I want to have fun and think it's like artistic, and you're like, nah, man, they probably just had like the blueprints for part 3. That's all it was.
I always think of, I just don't want someone else listening to this that actually knows to then be like, you dummies, it's actually this. So it's like, I just like to go, we have wide spanning, I don't know, options for what it could potentially be.
It's okay. You're just negative.
Yep.
I'm the optimist here.
Yeah, that's true.
It was out of love.
Yeah. As I know you, and everyone, all of our listeners know you as the eternal optimist.
Listen, you can't fight a label that's true. It's funny though, because she's scared of Freddy, and I always think that's a fun little angle, is because she's getting these calls, and she's in her head a little more. Like she knows it's Robert, she knows it's him, but just the idea, like she's so on edge that him coming out, she's like uneasy about him.
Yeah.
Like, I like the fact that the movie, and obviously the stalker and all stuff, has got her. Like I think it's a fun little play for the script to say, what if Nancy had a bit of fear, about the first movie, about this thing.
Yeah,
like the line between the two is kind of blurred for her.
Yeah, kind of, because I mean, she's already seen people die in dreams, like in her own personal dreams, and then we have this whole stalker element. So yeah, her being having all this unease, it makes sense, because obviously there's the shadow of Freddy. It's like the shadow of the Elm Street franchise, which I think is also something that's addressed, because isn't there, I'm pretty sure there's this documentary that Langenkamp produced called Nancy. That's all about like her role, but then also like essentially the shadow that role kind of had on her career, where she felt like she couldn't then do other things.
And not in 84. I mean, I feel bad if she can't. If this was 2010, she'd be fine.
Yeah.
But as we talked about back then, it's like if you were a horror movie, you were a horror actress, so you couldn't break over. People thought low of you.
Yeah.
What do you think of? So I always thought as a kid, and for some reason, it's something I haven't thought about until this last rewatch. But what do you think of Robert Englund's performance, and not specifically how he's acting, because I think he's fine, but I always thought that he plays himself in this movie like not a creep. That's not the right word, but like there's something, I don't know, slightly sinister about him.
Yeah.
Like even when he's talking to Nancy, he has this almost, I don't know. I can't really place it. That's why I want to talk to you about it. But something about the way he portrays himself in this is not this like kind, just, hey man, it's this kind of actor. There's something cold about him. And I know it's obviously it's a choice he's making. I always think it's an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, England always makes very interesting choices, and his performance is off in this movie, and I think it's intentional in that, because he's obviously playing Krueger as well, but I think that he's trying to, there's this like, this menace and this mystery that he's trying to kind of portray, but then it's himself, and he's such a nice guy, and so I don't think he can really play himself, because by playing himself he gets rid of any bit of sinister and any bit of that, like, ooh, maybe it's Robert, maybe Robert's the one that's doing it, which is what I think Wes is going for with this. But so then while everyone else is kind of playing themselves or caricatures of themselves, Robert's not really playing himself. Robert's playing,
he's playing a character called Robert.
Yeah, Robert's playing what fans probably think, or like what fans in the 80s thought of the guy that played Freddy Krueger. It's like, oh yeah,
he artistic, slightly off.
Yeah, paints weird things and doesn't I don't know, clearly has a weird like combative relationship with Nancy.
I think that's good. The good word for it. It's like it's combative, but not aggressive. But there's something there. There's almost like a competition there, because even when he's painting, and it's all creepy. he's hiding that from her.
Yeah.
He's not concerned about her knowing. He doesn't give a shit. He's like, I'm going through something myself. I got my own fucking problems.
Yeah.
I think that's, I guess what I'm saying is like, I find that an interesting way to portray the guy.
Yeah.
You're right though. It's probably to keep mystique, but even, it's like by the time we even get to that painting part, we know that it's not him anyway. So it's just, it's strange. I like it. I think it's a plus,
Yeah.
but it is something that I do think is an interesting choice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird in that, like, I don't know why they make Robert quite as, I mean, I guess I do understand why they make him, but I don't know why, I don't know. I think Wes could have been a little more on the ball in terms of figuring out that, hey, we probably don't think Robert has anything to do with it at this point in the story. We don't need this from him.
It only would have worked if Craven himself portrayed himself in this movie as, because he seems more aloof, just like a conduit. If he played himself as a little creepy, a little weird, then I would be like, okay, then that's just like play everybody a little creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, even Shay.
Like, then she's stressed because she fucking hates these people, She's like,
Make all of them creepy. Yeah, Shay a little creepy, but his hand on her leg. Do something like...
Yeah, and why she's like so far away from the series at this point, because exactly. Make it so that it's not as easy as they're terrible people, but everybody's kind of creep.
Yeah.
Kind of a creep. I think that would have been a good way to go about it. And then her uneasiness makes sense. Not that it doesn't now, but that adds an element. Like, it's not necessarily the movie she's creeped out about, like all these people she has to work, she doesn't want to work with again, or is past it.
Yeah, because if anything, all these people are like, they're being very nice to her and very much like, it's like, oh yeah, it seems like you would enjoy this experience.
She's coming off kind of like ungrateful.
Yeah, a bit.
Stalker, I get it, but you're right though. They could have made it a little more ominous, for sure.
How much does Nancy's husband look like Billy Crudup?
I don't know. Does he really look like Billy? I'm going. Hold on. Let me find Billy Crudup.
He looks like
I don't see it.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to have to do a side by side on our Instagram, because I can get genuinely, I can get a shot that looks exactly the exact same as this man.
I'm saying it doesn't look like it, but if you could prove me wrong, I'm not gonna be stubborn. I'm like, oh, absolutely, it looks like it. I'm not seeing it here though. I got the whole truck scene up.
So do I. I got a great shot of it. I gotta not be distracted. I'm trying to look up Billy Crudup photos.
All right. Well, either way, great scene, great death.
Okay.
I love that still for the first, this is the first actual dream death. It's about half an hour in, which is impressive because, at this point it'd be kind of like, well, guys, let's get to the meat and potatoes. But it's still not Freddy. It's just the hand, which is Freddy or the entity of Freddy. But I think that's a smart. Well, I guess it's not smart. It's ballsy, but they pull it off well.
Yeah.
Because I think the glove we've established is cool. I like this glove. I like it. It's not Freddy's glove, but it's like Uber Jason with glove, but I don't know, far less. I don't say egregious because I like Uber Jason. You know what I'm saying? But still close enough that I'm not going to be like, it's not the glove.
I'm mixed on Freddy's look and the glove here, because you saying that is that's a good parallel. Uber Jason. But this isn't Jason X. This is my serious movie. I don't want Power Rangers look on my. I don't want fucking. What's that guy? What's the
Zord?
Zord?
No, but it's a Z though, because he has the brain. He looks real fucking cool.
Ursa and Zed.
Is it Zed? It might be. Maybe it is Zed. I know you're talking about
that
the cool red visor.
That's the vibe I get from the actual Freddy look, especially, and the glove too. That then it's my least favorite element of the movie, especially this time. I used to think it was creepy. Then there's elements of Freddy that I do like, but then there's other things like the exaggerated glove. You saying Uber Jason really does like sum up as essentially why I don't like it, because I would like if this was his look in Freddy's Dead. Oh, oh, I'm all about it. And I would fucking love it. Would be like, oh, this is insane. But with the serious movie, I'm like, you're trying to tell me that this version is scarier than the one I saw in 1, and I'm not buying it.
I don't agree, but I also don't want to fight you because I can't really argue. I love the look. I think it's so interesting, so different, and it's essentially him taking a movie prop and making it a part of it. But I also get what you're saying, which is like the old dirty glove was just fine, and now it's essentially its hand. I don't mind it. I like his look a lot. I mean, the glove, it's uber Jason. Fair enough. I guess I can't really fight you, but his fucking makeup and the trench coat and the hat, I do absolutely love. It's not a burn victim, but I think the face. I think it may. You don't think? I think the face. He looks the creepiest. I think this is the first time in this whole series, like just him looking is creepy. Do you not like the makeup in this, or are we just going off a glove?
It's most of what I have. Most of my issues are with the glove. I don't like that he has these fucking like combat boots, but that's something I can get over. But no, I like, because as I said before, I like muscle and fascia showing through, which is a big part of this design. But it's mostly the glove and how it looks like whatever the Power Rangers thing guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to deny it. I like it, but at the same time, I guess I was in the era of the Power Ranger. I mean, now that you say that, it's going to be hard for me not to think Power Ranger. I've never thought Power Ranger, so you might have ruined it for the next viewing. But hopefully you didn't. But you might have fucked me.
Yeah,
if I'm being honest.
I mean, it's only a realization I've had. Not this viewing, but I think the last viewing. It's why I hadn't watched this in a while, because my last viewing I had of this, I actually didn't like the movie. So I was very glad that at least watching it this time, I was like, okay, I like it again. Thank God.
I wonder, for me, it's the aspect that I actually really like, the fact that knives are part of his hand. I think that's, I guess, which they do it for a second part 2. But I mean, they also get a great excuse to switch things up here, though. I know Craven, I think on his deathbed, regretted this, but because it's not Freddy, but an entity that just likes Freddy, it's essentially it's like, he's just making his own.
He's putting together.
Right? So that's exactly. It's like his interpretation of it. He's putting on a skin. So I that does give a lot of leeway. And also, I mean, this is the thing where growing up on this in the town that I grew up on, I don't know the general consensus on this look. Is this look controversial? Is it loved? Is it hated? Is it divisive? Like, I don't know this.
I think it's liked. I think it's quite well liked from what I know.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to trust you. You probably have your hand on the pulse better than I.
It's kind of thing though. It's like it used to be like, I know that it used to have be held in high regard, but I can't say that I've been a part of any kind of forums or anything. Yeah, it's like I don't keep an eye on that kind of shit anymore. I assume so, but who the fuck knows? Because the younger generations, I don't even think they give a shit about half these movies.
No, they can't, because they don't like movies. They weren't raised in them. They're raised on YouTube. They don't like movies. That's just the truth. Do some, sure, but do most, no. I talked at my one job, there's kids, and I sometimes talk to them, and I'm like, I was thinking movies, and it's like, no.
Minecraft movie, Chicken Jockey.
Yeah, that'd be it. The Minecraft movie.
Yep. They see Sonic 3, and they'll see all that stuff. Yeah, I get it. I mean, that's why I don't bemoan those kinds of movies, because I'm like, well, whatever gets kids to theaters.
I want to burn down. I got a question. Do you think they could have spent more time at the funeral, being that they got all these people back for essentially like, and I don't blame Craven, but I mean, I don't like having to pause the movie to see who's there. It seems like there's no really steady wide we could have used. I feel like he pulls back and then like we're close ups, and I get why, because something's happening, but I just feel there's a lot of people in this scene.
Dude, where
it feels like a waste.
I constantly miss. It's like, I don't even know who's in this scene. Like, I know that there's people here, but every time I'm like, there's even part of me that's like, oh, I'm going to check this out. It's like, then
it's all of them. It's essentially the whole cast. Which kind of, I mean, listen, I'm gonna
Tuesday
I've never had a problem
night.
with this until right now.
Holy fuck.
Tuesday night's there. I think Lisa Wilcox is there.
That's 100% the first time I have ever seen Tuesday night in this film.
Yeah, because she's a little bit, cheeks a little big. But I almost wish it could have incorporated some of those characters like in their real selves to, I don't know, maybe to deliver some lines.
Yeah, get it. Because they would have actually gotten paid a little more if they had gotten some real lines.
It's like, why isn't Lisa Wilcox, I don't know, she should have been the one babysitting Dylan because they became friends.
I haven't seen Lisa Wilcox in this. I'm still waiting to. I see. Is that Lorraine Bracco? Is she in the films at one point? It's like Bob Shaye's wife and Wes Craven's wife. I have not seen.
I mean, maybe she's not.
I'm not seeing her.
But regardless, offer her, or just one of the old characters should have been utilized, or really all of them in some way. I mean, it didn't have to be a big scene, but maybe them all coming up to Heather at the end, but I'm so sorry, if you're here for anything. Oh, me and fucking blah, 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 blah. We're staying in town for, I don't know.
The mom's not there.
Was mom alive by then?
Yeah, she was still alive. But no, I'm just saying of like, even the mom's like, it's like, why not utilize, where's John Saxon at?
Oh no, he's there. He's right in between Bob Shaye and.
Oh yeah, he is. He's behind. Yeah.
But again, I'm going to blame Craven and say,
he didn't
like, if you're going to get these people together, film this better.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I didn't even notice how sloppy that was. It just kind of, I guess was never my focus on the scene. I was always just focused on, Nancy.
No, and because it's a great scene, because it's fucked up. It's a good set piece. It's the first time we see Freddy, and he's in the coffin. It's a cool look.
And we haven't really talked about her, but is Julie like the best babysitter ever? I guess technically she has to be a nanny at this point. She can't just be considered a babysitter.
Yeah, like a non-living nanny.
Yeah, because with how much,
she's great.
She clearly is watching Dylan, which makes sense. I bet most working actors that are like, they have some kind of a nanny situation if they have kids.
One of my friends, her friend was a babysitter for the Stars, and like she did some big ones. And guess who was like sending her fucking like sexts all the time was James Franco. And like I remember we're like, hey, listen, I'm not saying you're a liar, but it seems a bit, I know he's horny. And then she like had him send a picture, and it was like fucking him with like a little bandage over his thumb.
But then you're like, well, I will believe anything you say ever. From now on.
Yeah, she might have banged him. Who knows? I never asked.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say never asked, but that was, I don't remember if I ever saw it.
Never came up. Johnny Depp was supposed to be at the funeral scene, but there was like scheduling conflicts.
Wes didn't ask him?
I thought it was, was it Wes didn't ask him? I thought it was scheduling conflicts, but no, it might have been Wes didn't ask him.
Yeah, I think he was afraid, is what I read, and that like he told Johnny Depp years later or something. And he was
you're right. That's what,
But he would have been wasted.
Yeah, there would have been nothing to do with them. There's nothing to do with any of them. But then again, if he had gotten Johnny Depp, he may have tried to do something. But then again, if you have Johnny Depp, you're probably bringing him in on the promise of it's just for this one shot. You'll be in and out.
Like a favor.
Just come say hi.
But I want to say at 13:12 is when we finally see Freddy, and I love this fucking look. It's his eyes are open really wide. They're all red. His face. He's not saying anything. He's just pulling Dylan into like the void. I think this is when this character works the best. And I really enjoy the fact that they pretty much until like the last 20 minutes, he doesn't really say much of anything. There's a line here or there, but it's like this is the quietest Freddy's been probably since the original. If not more than the original. I feel like he might have talked more than the original, actually.
I mean, when he does say stuff in this, it's pretty great. I mean, I like the lines that he says. And it's basic, like, miss me.
Yeah, exactly. But I noticed they really didn't change his voice. Like, I think the idea was to be more Robert Englund. I was kind of surprised.
Is it not modulated?
I don't think so, because I feel like when he says "miss me," it just sounds like Robert Englund going "miss me."
Oh,
So my thought process and when I wrote my notes was like, oh, because it's essentially it's Robert Englund's an actor. He's taking the actor. That's his skin, you know.
I think you and I might just have a difference of opinion on what modulation is. That doesn't sound like just Robert Englund's voice to me.
I mean, maybe there's a hint, but it's the least modulated I've heard. Miss me. Instead of the like, miss me, you know, the fucking, I mean, he was Randy Savage the last one, you know?
I just thought the Dylan ever play Skin the Cat.
Hey, Dylan, ever play Skin the Cat?
I would say there's like a little bit of fucking reverb on it. That's a little something, but I mean, that sounds like Robert Englund to me. Hey, Dylan, ever, fucking, okay. I guess we just have different ears. To me, it's like that's Englund with a little fucking, a little bit of play in it.
That sounds like Freddie to me. That sounds like modulated Freddie.
I'll do a montage video of all the different modulations. Well, at this point, I have to.
I mean, everyone just heard his voice.
Yeah, but that's good. Are you going to compare it to something else? Or are you just going to leave that? Because I would go together 4, cut between 2.
I'm just showing the ones. I'm not gonna do a fucking bunch of homework. I already have clips in all the other ones. So I'm like, it's telling a story. Lance doesn't know what modulation is. That's the story.
It's dude, it is like a little teeny adorable little fucking effect. Not like 1, not like 2.
Nah.
That's fine.
His voice doesn't sound like, as someone who spoke to Robert Englund, that does not sound anything like Robert Englund's voice. Oh, able to pull that one. Able to pull that one.
Continue.
Well, I think that one of the best scenes, because you went way, way late in the film, is Dylan standing above the at the playground.
Oh, on the old set.
Well,
no, I think that's pretty much in line. That's like after the
what do you mean at the set?
The play set. That's
the play
cool
set.
Fucking playground.
You can't say set.
Yeah.
When we're talking about movies.
Oh, the playground. The playground. Yeah, it's creepy, man. It's creepy. It almost has an Omen kind of.
It's
vibe.
shot. Yeah, it's shot like, so well. Fucking Craven. I feel like he doesn't usually shoot, especially in this movie. I think it's everything's shot so basically. It's all just mediums and wides, and when it's like,
yeah, he's not trying to be cinematic.
He's zooming in from far. It's up. It's shooting down. It's shooting up. I like it.
And the score while it's happening, it's like the good strings. You know, it's. I mean, you know, obviously we're older, but even when I was younger, like I think the atmosphere he created, where everything is just tense, and it's like, yeah, that he's going up, he's standing up, he's reaching towards God. It's, I don't know, man. It works. It works really well.
Yeah. I've always been a fan of how just the execution of that always works. Like building tension, making you worried for Dylan, but then understanding that he's going through something real fucked up too, clearly.
And I think the reason the score works is, now that I'm listening to it more, is it actually has like a gospel, not gospel, but has like that church choir, like the
I guess.
And also, they just don't make stuff like this. When I was a kid, this is what playgrounds looked like.
Yeah.
They're all weird and interesting. They were, is homogenized the correct term, where they just made them all safe and the same? But back in the day, dude, they were all weird and unique. I grew up with some crazy stuff that, I mean, now that I think back, was crazy dangerous. But at the same time, kids can bend and fold, so they're fine.
That's why they're not there anymore, because enough kids either died or got injured and parents sued. So then all those fun things got taken out.
But they existed. I grew up with them. So it's like, that to me is weird and creepy, but I played around stuff like that. I mean, there's no like hatch to get out. But, you know, like that scene now couldn't work. They'd have to change it. But back in 94, I'm like, nope, I completely get it. The kid could easily do that and risk breaking their neck.
Well, and it's good too, because then it's we're able to get that we're able to get like that parallel with the we see Nancy's going through all this shit, but now we know we have like kind of more of a visual representation of all the stuff that Dylan's going through. Because before this, he could just be a kid that's slightly off. At this point, it's like, okay, we definitely know that it has to be Freddy that's doing something, or whatever's going after Heather is clearly going after the kid as well.
Yeah, and then seeing him get pulled down into the casket in the dream, that's like okay, now there's no hint. It's like we don't necessarily know how it's happening or why, because we're in the real world, but we know now that something that looks like Freddy Krueger is messing around.
Yeah, we don't ever really get a explanation for origin outside of this thing likes Freddy.
Yeah, that's the worst part of the movie. I would have cut that whole fucking scene only because it actually tells me too much. Like the ideas that he put forth aren't bad, but to me it over explains where I was really willing to exist an entity. Mm-hmm. That's all I had to say. But it's just like, it's been around. It likes Freddy. It was good for 10 years. It's like, fuck, shut up. It was good for 10 years. That's nothing.
Yeah.
That's 2 high schools and a half.
Yep.
What the fuck was it doing before? Like it would make more sense of like, this is the first time it existed or first time came out. But the fact that it's like, we held it for 10 years, I'm like, that just makes this lame. So I don't know. I personally don't like that shit at all. I think that's the overstep of the movie. And it doesn't help that Craven has to deliver that whole monologue.
Yeah.
It's like, I just write and wake up and write. And all I can do is stare at that pool. Dude. The scene should be in the pool. They should be like, he should be floating and be like, Nancy, things are getting real bad over here.
And you gotta love all the blue flashback montage where like Nancy's doing research, and then I'm gonna
show you on camera. I have what doesn't work, and it's like 2 lines, and essentially it's why was spelling out what the entity is, and Heather's flashback putting clues that just happened. It's like, we didn't need that at all.
Dude, I hate it.
You say, I think you talked about this an episode or 2 ago. It's like the last thing you want is like, hey, remember something that happened 20 minutes ago? Here's it in a filter because it's important.
I hate it. I hate it. It's just treat me with some kind of respect. I don't need this silly flashback. Like just
because up until that point, you are. I think that's what's so surprising. Like, I would argue it's a studio note, but I feel like this move is kind of a carte blanche, do whatever you want just to get Wes Craven back. So it doesn't feel like, I shouldn't say it doesn't feel like Wes Craven, but it doesn't feel like the Wes Craven of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. That's for sure.
No, especially with that stupid blue filter and looks really bad.
Yeah, too much explanation, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
it's a flaw.
It's a flaw, and it's expected at this point. Sadly, because I mean, what are we at? This is the seventh film in the series. You're gonna have some flaws, like it,
and the rest of the movie does a good enough job of holding itself together that I'm able to look past it. Like you and me were finding things to love in Freddy's Dead. Yeah. It's like, well, that whole movie is flawed. But if I can't be okay in that and then give this too much shit because
very true. When I like the Freddy coming into the real world, though, how do you feel about it? Because technically, he and Heather have a little tete-a-tete. They're actually interacting physically.
I accept it. I mean, it was my least favorite part out of the first, and it is my least favorite part of this movie as well. I think I was just so impressed by kind of keeping him hidden and doing little things working so well for me, even though that it's like hiding the shark wouldn't have already seen it. I was so impressed by this kind of getting under my skin that by the time they are throwing punches and shit, I have to kind of like, oh man, it sucks because you were keeping it scary so well. But I almost feel like the ending scene and then the fight in the room at this point are the most Elm Street parts of this movie. Like in terms of just the whole series, like those do fit naturally. And I guess I gotta be okay with that. Yeah. I don't love it, New Nightmare, but I also have to be like, you know what? That is very respectful.
Yeah, it's very Nightmare.
Because in 3, 4, 5 motherfuckers throwing punches and, jumping around. So
that's why I was wondering, like, I know you still really enjoy this movie. So it's like, well, I feel like this is breaking your rule a little bit, but that also really shows off the makeup. Up until
that point. Yeah, up until that point, though, I like it more.
Yeah.
Like him just pulling him into the casket, I think is one of the best scenes in the movie because it's like, that's fucking creepy and it's quick.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, It's like a shark to me. It's just pop up and take it.
Yeah, the flashes. That's what works so well with it, where it's not you don't have too much time. Because that's been the biggest issue that I've had personally with 5 and 6. Both Freddy's Dead and Dream Child. I hated how Freddy was shot. Hated how he was photographed. It did not look good. It's the point where it's like, with Freddy's Dead, I just didn't like the makeup. But the lighting on them too, where it's like, no, this isn't how Freddy should be lit. This movie, I'm like, oh, this is how Freddy should be lit at all times.
It's the best because it makes him scary.
Yeah.
I'm just hanging out, looking around. It's like maybe in the first one, I think early on there were shots when you see me, it was kind of creepy because you couldn't see anything. But the fact that we can do that again is, I think, why I'm so impressed is because this should be one of those things where I go, I respect it, but I want to see the shark.
Yeah.
Whereas I have the opposite. I'm like, I actually fucking hide the shark the whole time. I mean, really the ending when he's like moving around is the only time I'm like, But like I said earlier, that's Freddy 4, that's Freddy 3. That's not, I know it's not necessarily Wes's, but I kind of respect that for somebody who hates the sequels, he gave us at least 2 parts that definitely would be in the sequels. That whole ending scene is a sequel scene.
I just realized,
like in the world.
Yeah, and I do agree that very much, and like how gross it is, it almost could be from Dream Child.
Exactly.
But they don't do a good job with just wrapping up the narrative and giving us like some kind of moment where then you're like
at the end.
No. As in, like, they don't do a good job with they obviously they wrap that up very, very well. They don't give us that that Freddy, I don't know, Freddy exploding and having, I don't know, things come out of him, souls coming out of him. We never get that fucking moment, which is, it's like, come on.
No, this one seems rushed, actually. It seems, and even the effects back in the day looked a little wonky. So that to me says that if I was a kid thinking they're wonky, then that had to be either rushed or they ran out of money. Because that's when he gets into like the fucking devil demon. I'm like,
one, do we think too the only reason, so do we think that it was budgetary or narrative choice? Because obviously they're trying to do this through line with Heather and like this, oh, is she going crazy with not showing us the special effects guy's death? Because that's 2 deaths. And I don't know about you, but I want to see those fucking deaths. Freddy killing a special effects guys, that sounds amazing. Like, that sounds like the best kill of the film.
So when you say it like that, that sounds like a narrative choice because they clearly could have. I mean, they do play this more like a thriller for the movie.
Yeah.
It's like Freddy's just kind of there, but it's like the feeling.
It doesn't fully commit to Freddy until the bedroom, which is an hour 8 into the movie.
He's just this thing that's around that's fucking with her kid and she's losing her mind. Which, I like. I think it's an interesting thing because it kind of goes against the grain. I mean, this is the movie that would not work if anybody else did it because it's breaking rules that I care about. Because you're right, they basically hide. There's really no amazing death scene. Like the babysitter dying is awesome because we love her and it's a cool little callback, but it's actually less violent than the first one. The effects guy we don't see. We see the aftermath, of course. I mean, who else dies?
Her husband.
But we don't really see that. We just see the aftermath. So the husband, babysitter, is there only 2? There has to be a third.
No, it was just 2.
No shit.
Right, so do we count the special effects guys as deaths? Because technically we saw deaths, but they were in dreams.
Yeah, and this just says they were found mangled in the desert or something.
Yeah. Right? So technically we could consider that to be their deaths. But I'm pretty sure they're alive after.
No, because, fuck that. If I don't see anything or even aftermath, I mean, your husband, we saw some aftermath. Yeah. But none of them, no. I mean, I can't count them. So no, there's just.
I mean, the husband, we saw the thing go into him. And then
yeah, but that's it, though. That's I'm just saying for like considering how interesting these deaths got, even the first one, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Like that's low key to me. Like that's still weaker than in terms of just like violence than some of the deaths in part 1.
Yeah, there's not much.
Like yeah, I didn't really even think about that till right now talking to you. Like this is a very subdued movie when it comes to like the blood and gore.
Which makes sense if he's going for reality, because it's not like, you can, but I don't think Craven realized at the time of like, well, it's not like I can kill off a bunch of real people.
You should have. You should have killed off Bob Shea.
Oh, no.
Bob would like to make
Bob would have fucking loved it. Come on, why not do that? There's a way to have gone down this route that would have been, I don't know, decidedly sillier, but I think that they went the right route with it.
Yeah, it's like I said, more of a thriller. It's like a psychological horror.
And this sets
based up until like again that last.
And this sets him up for Scream, which Scream is one of my favorite movies of all time. So I'll always be grateful for that.
Yeah, it's his test run. He like got a few things out, polished them up, and then yeah.
What do you think about the hospital stuff with the nurse?
Probably my favorite scene in the movie. I love how because I think it plays it well enough where they're making the nurses out to be bad guys, but reasonable bad guys. Because if you really step back, it's like she's kind of crazy. She's not looking great. Her son's having these things. It's like you want to protect the child.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I kind of like how they play that. I also though like that the babysitter goes and socks one because she's like, you're not listening to me. And that to me, I like cheered. I was like, yeah, don't be giving any kid a shot without parental permission. That fucking bitch deserved the knock she got.
Dude, yeah. Julie's Julie's my favorite character because of just like little things. It's stuff that like the narrative hardly even acknowledges. It doesn't, there's never like a moment where the movie is like, fuck yeah, Julie. Fuck you, like, yeah. But she's constantly doing these things where me personally as an audience member, I'm like, yeah, fuck it. She's at the funeral. She's doing those little things like standing up for the health rights of the child. She's there in general, just when the kid is in the hospital. She
has the personality of like a final girl.
Yes. Yeah, which is what makes her
devastating,
movie, despite the fact that it's like the only death.
Exactly. She would have been in another Elm Street sequel. She would have been the one that the movie passes the lead on to.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's just pretend this isn't Nightmare and this isn't Nancy. It's or I don't like it, but it's some of the character. She dies, and then yes, the babysitter, which I should know her name. I'm so sorry I don't. Becomes the thing. And yeah, no. I mean that we got a great shot from the kid too, Dylan, when he's reaching up, like trying to grab her. It's like, that's fucking sweet, man. He's a little kid, dude.
Which is it's a callback to the original film with is it Sue Garcia, who's at the funeral scene in this?
I have some bad names. Yeah, the
Rod. I was saying Rod, the boyfriend reaching out.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I didn't see him in the actual scene. I only saw it in the credits. So good on him.
In the funeral?
Yeah, he's in the funeral scene.
There's some dude. I think it's him. They cut to him like twice. What I like about the hospital scene though is because it also breaks a rule where my issue with Freddy's Dead, and I know we've been in a couple movies at times, but I think more Freddy's Dead, it's like how, you're showing him in a shitty light. The fact that they have Freddy in hospital lights, I'm talking the brightest of brights, the evens of evens, and they still look scary. That says something to me. That says not only the makeup's good, but even just the angles that Craven uses, like you're saying, like it makes him tall and big.
Yeah.
That shows you that they're not hiding decent makeup under lights to make you think it's great. I think it's fantastic makeup. I also help so that it's not going for burn victims. Yeah. So like this isn't realistic to me. It's monsterish. So it's like I think you get to have less of opinion of like, well, that looks a little weird for a burn victim, or it looks a little too rubbery, like we said in the last one.
Yeah. He just looks like a monster. It also brings back the gray streak in Nancy, quote unquote, and Heather's hair.
Yeah.
It's like that's a fun little callback.
Good fucking call.
Yeah. I've always liked the gray streak or white streak, I guess.
Yeah, and I appreciate that in part 3 they had it with her as well.
I mean, it's the only thing, thing that was gonna age her up enough.
Yeah, her putting like a big suit.
Yeah.
She still look foolish.
Am I grown up, Mom?
She's talking to Bobo Bill Maher like she's like 35. It's like, dude, you're 20.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you could drink yet.
Like, oh yeah. It's like, when you talk about college, I don't believe that you went.
I believe you're still
Yeah.
in. Like, are you interning right now? Is that what this is?
Is this a scam? Are you matchstick-menning me?
That's the big twist of Nightmare 3.
Nancy scammed her way. Because, I mean, it makes sense. Because how else is she going to get a bunch of Hypnosil? Just scammed her way.
She's the drug addict. Now, what is your thought on the big set piece? Because I think this is probably where all the money went.
What do you mean the big set piece? Like the big set piece?
Well, I mean, not the big set piece. That's the end. But after the hospital scene,
right?
You got the highway
dude. Wonderful.
Okay, just making sure. I did not that I thought you'd hate it, but pardon me, I was like, "Fuck, am I coming for a fight here?"
The execution is very dated, but you got to appreciate how they were able to pull that off. They're fucking. I mean, this is a fucking highway that they were clearly just shooting on, and
yeah, and I feel like for the time and the money, and you know, he's not an action director. I actually like it. I love that. Remember how we're bitching again that Freddy interacting in the real world, seeing that like we didn't like it. Freddy said, but him grabbing the kid to guide him safely. I like that.
Yeah, there's some.
He's like, no, he's not trying to kill him right now. He's just trying to fuck with him, get him over, get him to the house. He's trying to get Nancy back.
Because he's more of like just like another. He's like an element. Plus, this isn't Freddy. They're allowed to break these.
It looks like him.
They're allowed to break these rules because these are clearly the rules for this entity. Like this entity can clearly.
But I think it's impressive that it's going against what we love, but still working.
Yep. Yeah, they can. They don't test it too much, but they could do a lot. Like, look, all the Freddys. That's fucking fantastic. And technically, it's the real world, but it works.
Yeah,
but also,
that's a cool shot. Though.
But also, I mean, they're at the point where, like, Dylan hasn't slept in ages. I think he's drugged up at this point too. I think they've actually acknowledged he might even be sleepwalking. So it's like, yeah, it's even in that element. It's like, okay, it's fine that Dylan is seeing a bunch of Freddys and.
Oh, for sure. But he gets picked up in the real world, and that's like that's one of the things. Breaking that I don't usually like, but here I actually like it more. It's like, oh, I like that he's still interacting.
Yeah. If it had happened and Freddy's dead, I would have had a problem with it. But since it's New Nightmare, I don't, because it's whatever, the Kandarian demon.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. That for some reason was held up in movies for only 10 years, and
they're
optimistic about that.
Yeah, they just really liked. Yeah, is that the implication that then it was created by the films? Essentially, the spirit latched on to the concept of Freddy Krueger, and then like the fact that they stopped making movies.
Let the genie of the bottle.
Yeah, it's like what? It's essentially.
But the thing is, it didn't create it. It was an entity that's been around forever. So I guess my only issue is with that whole thing is like, where the fuck was it in 1983?
Yeah.
Because
he didn't have Freddy yet.
Sure, but it had to be around doing something because it's so evil. So it's like.
The entity existed, but it didn't know about haunting dreams and doing this shit. Then he saw Freddy. He was able to put a Freddy Krueger poster up on his wall and went, that's my idol right there. How can I make myself like him?
That's so lame. That's so lame that the monster's like, I have nothing to do. Oh, now I can. It's like, I mean, Top Gun was popular. Honda fucking plane.
You just have to accept it. You can't think about it further.
I know, but just cut it out of the movie and don't have anything. Yeah. That's what I would have done. That's all.
Yeah, because I mean, as much as everything, people feel like they need an answer. It's like, oh, we need an answer for everything. It's like, no, you don't need an answer for everything. You just need a satisfying arc for characters. As long as characters are getting a satisfying arc, then you don't need an overt explanation for like reasoning behind a monster. It doesn't need to happen.
I completely agree. Characters matter the most. In fact, the thing is there's no answer that could be as good as a good question. That's the problem. Because answers are answers. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, So the question's always more interesting. After the highway, she goes back and meets John Saxton and becomes kind of weird and
Dude,
dreamy.
I love
Not
that.
dreamy, but I like that. Isn't that cool?
That whole interaction is one of my favorites in the entire movie because it has that switch over of because it's that thought of why is Heather Langenkamp calling John Saxon? She's in this situation. Why would she ever call John Saxon in this situation? That wouldn't, and it's like, because she's already on this Nancy loop. Like she's already in this weird Nancy world that then it's like, oh, of course he shows up. Of course. And then it's like, why are you calling me John? It's like, why are you calling me Nancy? Why are you calling me John?
Yeah, he calls her Nancy and like walks away and she doesn't correct him. But then he walks out and he has the police.
He walks out. Yeah. There's the police thing, the cherry, the police cherry on top of his car.
Yeah. It's as Freddy's coming, this world is becoming Nightmare on Elm Street. And I do think the whole thing that even if I have issues with the Wes Craven part, but he's like, you need to be Nancy. And this is her essentially like, okay, I'm Nancy one more time. And then it becomes a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, you know? Which is, I guess, makes me okay with some of the fun, the fighting shit that I don't love because that's essentially what that is, you know? And then she has the white uniform or the pajamas.
Yeah, I do wish that we weren't in this, like, I don't know, water world play area for the whole finale.
Oh, you mean like I go back and forth. It depends on my time. I've been where you are. I enjoy a good wacky set. It's all like columns and water and fire and shit. So it's like, I kind of like it, but also, yeah, you know, the problem also is that there's like 5 times he could just kill Nancy and doesn't. He just keeps like throwing her around, or I'm like, just stab her if you really want her dead, dude.
Yeah.
And that's like,
go to different areas. Like, why, if we're going to do this whole set piece, why are we not doing like a whole bunch of different areas? Instead, it's all just this whole thing that feels like the same. There's a bunch of water, there's a weird furnace. It's like, come on, let's go around a corner. And then suddenly Dylan's dad starts tormenting Dylan. Dylan, get over here. I always hated you. I wish we had aborted you. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff that then there's things that I will always love with Freddy being an asshole, that then we don't get any of that, which it's probably the paring back of Freddy. Freddy's not, he's a demon in this, and it's Wes Craven. Wes Craven didn't do the one-liner Freddy. This
ending set piece is the closest you get to that. And it's him be like, like that is, I mean, which is kind of at the end of 1 as well, but this is the goofiest. Now, I just want to say though, I think the reason we don't go to different places is because this is clearly all they can afford.
Spent a lot of money on this.
Because I would have loved seeing because that first matte shot when she falls out of the water, which I love her going down the sheet thing. I think that's cool. And she's in like going through like different vents and shit. I think it's cool. It's this epic world, but you're right though, because it's an epic world. And then immediately it's like, actually it's just some columns and a couple rooms.
One isn't, unless I'm wrong, isn't part of this set what we see at the very beginning of the film. So they're able to get
100%.
Yeah. So it's like, they're able to stretch this out. Like they definitely filmed.
And what it's saying is that's from a dream. Yeah. So I'm assuming it's not like, this isn't where he really lives. This is just the interpretation.
Yeah.
Right?
Another thing that he's taken, which I like, which then, I mean, there's great imagery throughout with the tongue stretched out and it's around her neck, or even going further back where it's the glove coming up and the blades piercing through the sheets and then going along.
Yeah. Like a shark, which is kind of like the water one. Yep. And number 1, that's, and then she immediately goes and touches the bed and the sheet's ripped, but she woke up. I was like, yeah.
Yep. It's just a great moment. There's just that great imagery, which, I mean, there's nothing better than the miss me shot of Freddy just popping out of the closet.
No, dude, that's like the money shot. Cause that's the first time he like talks.
First time because we kind of see him at the funeral, but that's the first time and we fully get our full impression of him. I'll always love that. And this one too, even they're not showing like he's lit in a way that even though he's on screen, it doesn't feel like we're seeing too much of him.
We're talking about in the bedroom. We're talking about in the weird
Wonderland.
Yeah, because it's shadowed and shit. I agree, and I think the lighting is essentially the fire for the most part, so that gives the kind of warm, uneven glow.
Yeah, which is smart because.
And I like him here. It's just I feel like it is one of those things where I feel like we are kind of stretching. Because what's the plan? Was the plan just to fight him? I almost feel like this should have had more of a, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but non-action-y ending.
Yeah.
This should have been more psychological, like her dealing with, I don't know, something in a maze or him in her head, being a fight like the first one. I'm kind of like, oh, God, I don't know.
They should just escape out because she's just going in to save him. So just, have her like go in and save him.
Yeah, don't make it just a chase scene. I mean, it does some cool shit though. I do like the whole Hansel and Gretel parallel and put him in the oven. And his jaw opening is always fun. I love that kind of shit. The hand stretching. That's cool.
That imagery.
That's that Freddy stuff, man. Like you said, Freddy and his Power Ranger glove.
In the back of the either DVD or VHS always had the elongated, the elongated mouth, and it's a great shot. There's also a wonderful shot of Freddy like coming towards Dylan. He's like he has a bad limp, but it's in slow motion. And it's just it looks good. It's like, oh yeah. So interesting to see Freddy as like a somewhat intimidating figure again. He's not used to it.
And that's a nice wide too, because it's this he's running, he's limping, and the music's popping. And even Nancy trying to save the Dylan, she's doing the stairs again.
Yep.
Only this time it's cement.
Yep. Yeah. Which the effect obviously looks a lot better.
A lot better. And I like that she struggles a lot more. Like she like basically falls into it. It's on her clothes. It's on her hands. It's, I think it's just Craven be like, okay, I like the idea back in the day. I want to do it better, which is exactly what I would do. I'm like, I'm reusing shit, guys. I'm fixing it.
That's all he does is reuse. Because then even like when Freddy's outstretching his glove to get Dylan in the furnace, that's just it's the outstretched glove thing again.
Hand stretch.
Yeah. Which it looks fantastic when he does it, but it doesn't, and it's like there's an eeriness to it because there's many ways it could have looked just painful in terms of how dumb it looked, but it's scary.
Yeah. And that's what I think why this is impressive is because it's making Freddy scary, even in situations like this where he's not. Like I have issues with this ending. I mean, I think it works what it's trying to do, but I also, like I said, I don't really need an action ending, and also they just burn him alive. It's like this crazy entity. All it takes is killing it. But whatever. I mean, this is me being kind of picky because I think the whole point of a movie like this is the feeling. Does a feeling get you? And I think yes, it does.
Dude, there's something that happens in this that I have never really realized until just now of just formulating it of, they must have sped up the shot, because when Freddy when his mouth like elongates, his tongue starts going crazy back and forth.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
To such an absurd degree. And I'm like, that's weird. But then it has a shot a little bit later where then the tongue is moving a little more subtly, where I'm like, wait a minute. So did they have to speed it up because it was taking was it too slow? Or then by them speeding it up, the result was the tongue going fucking crazy in his mouth.
I'd be impressed because usually I feel I could tell a sped up shot. So if they did, and it was that subtle of like, without the tongue as a marker, you couldn't really tell. I think that's actually cool. That's cool. That's filmmaking. I mean, you're probably right. Because why would it move that fast?
I mean, maybe they just wanted a fast tongue. Either way, it's silly.
Yeah. That part's, it's cool. It's the tongue part's cool. Yeah. Like again, not necessarily what the vibe of the movie was earlier, but fuck it. I guess you could argue this is where we get our Freddy and in true Freddy form. But I do like that after he gets his tongue out, it has that split in it. I don't know, a little detail. Seems like annoyed. Like instead of not showing the tongue, it has like the reptile thing to it.
Well, what are your thoughts on? I hate this like Freddy transformation that happens.
Oh, it's fucking bad, dude.
We get to see its original form, I guess, which is like just a weird devil.
Yeah, but why do I want to see its original form? Why would you do this? this is one where I'm just like, Craven, dude. Like, okay, you're gonna kill him by fire. That's all we need. Like, especially because the real form looks like the devil.
Yeah. Wait, so when they were
It's just
fighting, was Nancy fighting the devil then, or Heather? That's kind of what it seems like.
Yeah, the fire's fake. I don't know. It is one of those things. I'm not going to knock it too much, only because I don't know. Because I feel like so much works here, but this is one of those things where it's like the explanation where it's like, just snip that out. You push him in, fire goes around him, cut. You don't need it.
Yeah.
It doesn't add anything. It's like, why are we giving it? It's like he really just for some reason really wanted you to understand like this entity. I'm going to give you all the explanations. It's true form. It's like, nah, man, come on.
Yeah.
But everything collapsing is cool because I do like the fucking matte paintings and digital fire.
And a lot of miniatures
digital,
and yeah. Well, wait,
yeah, that's fun.
you know, maybe don't do this and give us the special effects guys' deaths instead. Save, you know, put that money in a different area. Kind of would be my opinion. Because
We should have saw the other guy's deaths for sure. Having them mention it, they should just cut the mention because then I would be fine. I wouldn't be bothered.
yeah,
By it. But them telling me they're dead, I'm like, especially like clawed up in the desert. I'm like, well, that sounds fun.
It's like I would have liked to have
We
seen
can't-
that.
We can't go there.
Was it a parallel to Freddy's Revenge with the bus? Was that what we were doing here?
And also, those. I mean, obviously, those are the only kills that are really not tied to her, like her husband's friends. Like, everything else is like the babysitter, the husband.
Oh, her husband's friends.
It's strictly in line. I know, but isn't that weird? It's like I'm going to kill your babysitter. I'm going to kill your husband. And there's two buddies.
To be fair, they were they were the ones who were designing the glove. They were the ones that were technically bringing Freddy back.
Then we should have killed Bob Shea.
Yep, Bob Shea should have been killed. That's we
That's
missed out
real.
on some great Child's Play 3 like scene. And the one head of the
Old man.
the old man gets killed by Chucky in the beginning. The head of the good guy dolls.
Yeah. They took him down. Exactly. We need that. Shea would have liked it. I would have preferred it. Again, I'm a little hit or miss on the set piece at the end, but I also kind of love some wacky, cool place.
Yeah. I love.
What are you gonna do? I mean,
But I love the actual once they're out of the dream and it's the reveal of the script and where like she goes the first.
thank you for playing Nancy.
And it's like she goes to the first page and it's like, oh, that's the beginning of this film, and like has the end, and it's like, oh my fucking God. I feel like when I saw this as a kid, I was just like, oh my God, why isn't every movie not end like this? This is the best kind of ending. Just blew my fucking mind.
And that you're talking about having the character moment. I'm glad we get that here. Because if this was Freddy's dad, she would have like fell in the bed, saw the script, would have cut, but like we get this nice long pull out. We know that she's safe. We realize that she owned up to playing Nancy one more time, and doing so saved the world, essentially.
If this was Freddy's dad, they would have been like, huh, well, we're saved. Boom, credits.
Freddy's. Yeah. Another pop song.
New nightmare. It's a Wes Craven's new nightmare.
Okay, so we're thinking wild one,
Yeah.
that type of Iggy Pop, She's a real wild child.
There you go. But yeah,
You can't sing
I
at
think
all.
that the it's just I don't know. It's I like weird. I like fun reveals and twists and turns, and that's a fun reveal. Like, oh, we've been following the script that Craven wrote all along.
And there's that little hint when like she leaves Craven that's on the screen. So it's not only is it cool and unique, but it still was set up and it kind of fits with everything that's happened. It's like, yeah, he's writing the script, which is basically he's writing what's happening in real life
Yeah, but
she had to be Nancy one more time.
writing it before it even happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have a nightmare and I wake up and I write. It's fucking, get in your pool, Wes Craven.
You
Get in your
fucking
pool.
weirdo.
Stop.
Quit torturing Heather Langenkamp through your dreams. Maybe you need to get some Hypnosil.
That's what I was saying, man. A pool like that, it's like you could just hang out in there all day, drinking mojitos and looking at the sunset.
There's a great story of, I believe it happened. It's on one of the podcasts I listened to. Well, one of Wes Craven's assistants had a party when Wes was out of town at his house. It was like a huge rager. The assistant ended up getting fired for it.
I mean, what a dumb fumble. Come on, you didn't make that mistake having people at your parents' house and it gets too messy or shit happens and like it can't fix it in time. You didn't learn that lesson as a kid. You had to fuck up in front of Wes Craven. I don't feel bad for that guy.
Especially because it was like Wes Craven in the 2000s. So it's a Craven that's like, he's doing a movie once every couple years. Like very, I don't know. He's just like living life. Very strange.
You get to be Wes Craven's assistant and you fuck it up. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Not like in the 70s where everybody's on drugs. And I can be like, yeah, I get it. It was 70s. This is like a 2000s. Yeah. Probably like one of the more, or at least early 2000s were definitely like far more conservative in terms of like how things were. So it's like, yeah, how about you just like collect the check, realize you get to work with an awesome guy and hopefully he can help you out and put you on a path.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, look what happened. Look what happened to the people in New Nightmare. They clearly got sent on the right path. Oh,
they're doing okay, dude. They're doing okay.
What would you rate? Oh no, well, I mean, best kill. I mean,
well, really, isn't the only kill really the one in the hospital?
Julie,
I think that's a great kill. It's a callback. This isn't a kill movie. I mean, I do like the husband's death, but realistically, at least the hospital kill has a little more meat. So by default, that
you
one.
Could say,
holy shit!
You could say that the husband's.
Wait, did we do a kill in the last two?
Well, yeah, we did. The Freddy's dead was Carlos.
Okay. Just
yeah.
making sure I'm like,
yeah, and then Dream Child, it was, I think, Greta for you.
Okay. Yeah. I guess Greta, she's kind of cute. Well, you have 2 kills to pick for him, Tyler. So which one is it?
I mean, but I think both of these are callbacks because I would say that the husband's death is kind of a callback to Dan, just without the body horror.
Okay. I guess I can't really argue with you there.
Getting killed in a truck, and this time it's him. It's him obviously getting stabbed, but I think it's similar in terms of just them dying in a truck. And being the love interest of our main protagonist, but Julie's the best. I mean, it's a even though it's a recreation, it's a like harrowing death. You feel it, you feel bad, and it helps with little Miko Hughes screaming Julie, and like it's a combination of many factors that then makes it as good as it is. But
that's what a good movie does. It's effective and. Like it's a good kill, but it's effective because we care about the characters, and so it's 101. But okay, well then let's do it, man. What are you rating this?
I would say I would give this a 3.5. I mean, at this point, I'm pretty much roped into it because there's no way I can give Dream Child a 3.5 and not give New Nightmare a 3.5. That would be sacrilegious. Mm-hmm. But no, I still really like the film and think it has some flaws, but none of the flaws are enough to ruin the movie for me. Just enough for me to more notice and point out these things and think, I wish that they had done this slightly different, which is, I think that's just being a movie fan.
Fair enough. I'm actually going to say 4 only because the fact that this can make Freddy creepy again, I think deserves 4 stars. Though, I would say I could see myself at different times going 3.5 just because there are some flaws that stick out more as I get older. But like I said, I have to just go with the fact that you did a 180 and was successful, and I think that's fucking nearly impossible. Yeah. And yeah, I love this look. So I'll be optimistic on this one. I'm saying 4 stars.
Nice. Yeah, it's crazy too because with was it the last film that we had the conversation about
Dream Child
about deaths where we're like, oh, there's only 3 kills on this. And then
no, that was Freddy's Dead. Yeah, Freddy's Dead kind of like slacked in that area. It was kind of lame.
Yeah, but this one, I mean, we got 2, so Even less, even further down.
Yeah, but this is like like I said, it goes for like a thriller vibe, and so I'm able to, if this was a sequel, like a true Freddy sequel, I think I'd have a bigger problem.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think we've pretty much done it then. This is Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which that's another thing I want to point out. No longer called Wes Craven's New Nightmare, just New Nightmare. When you go on,
says who?
When you go on to IMDb or any rental service, it is specifically New Nightmare, and then it even has the little original title, Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Well, I just fundamentally disagree with that. Fuck that. The Wes Craven's New Nightmare is such a cool title, and it fits the movie far better because we're not in the same world. Oh, that bothers me.
I think there's certain titles that are too generic that you kind of need the qualifier. I think John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness is another one. I think just Prince of Darkness doesn't quite elicit the image enough of the actual film at hand, and I think Wes Craven's New Nightmare is the same, though Nightmare obviously does a lot of heavy lifting as well because of Nightmare is just so associated with Freddy Krueger. But I still think New Nightmare is bland enough that then the Wes Craven's New Nightmare it tells you what it is.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's that his name is crucial to the movie because it's about Wes Craven writing a new Nightmare movie. So I feel without that, it could be, I guess nobody gives a shit anymore. We're just yelling to the wind because some 15-year-olds like, I don't care. But it's like, you should care, kid.
Well, and then within the context of the story, like it literally is like it's Wes Craven. It's Wes Craven writing the story. He's the one that technically is propelling the event. And so it makes sense. Yeah, I think we've pretty much done it. This was our franchise chat on Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Thank you guys so much for listening. We have a Patreon. We have an Instagram. We are on all the major podcast platforms. You can like, comment, subscribe on those. We would really, really appreciate it. Always helps. We will see you then. Goodbye.